is truth in journalism, where brave men and women gave voice to the voiceless. But then the corporations bought the journalist, poisoning the news that we are fed. With those tainted sources, all we ever ate was a steady diet of status quo. This hijacked narrative hid the truth of mass suffering, injustice, and corruption throughout our land. Status quo, status quo, status quo, status quo. To expose this shift to oligarchy came a band of honest journalists. They left the studio and hit the streets to give the microphone back to the people. From sea to sea, the people were empowered to share their truth. Their voices no longer stifled, reclaimed their power. Join the media revolution now.
You are live.
Hey there, Jordan Sheridan, live, New York City, 6 o'clock Eastern, 1 hour late. 1 hour late, but I have good reason. So, I like to keep it real. I launched the countdown. For this, and I get a call from an unknown number. So the countdown had started. My microphone is off. So I think I'm off center, but whatever. My microphone was off, and I took the call. The call was from a pretty big news outlet. I'm not going to say which outlet, but from a pretty big news outlet, because I had reached out to that news outlet about a story that we're trying to break here. So I'm on the phone with this news outlet, and I don't want to be like, hey, to this pretty big news outlet, hey, I gotta go. The countdown's going here for the live stream. So I was like, my viewers, they'll forgive me. So I spoke with that news outlet for a while, and there will be more information. On tonight's members call at 7:30 Eastern. If you got that graphic, 7:30 Eastern time, we have our call just for Status Coup members. Jen will unfortunately not be on the call because Jen is very, very busy working on something we need for this story. So she won't be on the call, but I will be on the call. Joseph, who's right next to me, will be on the call. And for those Status Coup members who join us tonight, 7:30 Eastern, you will get the link, the video link to join us through Zoom. I'm not going to tell you everything because I can't put it all out there yet. And I think I just disappeared. I can't put it all out there yet, but for those Status Coup members that join tonight, the call, you will get a lot of details, probably more than I should say. Jordan looks like he's kneeling or he shrunk. We're actually using a new program today, so there might be some kinks. We'll work it out. This is a program called Wirecast, which most importantly, Wirecast is me not operating anything. Is me just talking and Joseph operating everything. So preferably there will be fewer audio issues because I'm not operating it, and there will be fewer issues, period, because I'm not operating it. There will be some growing pains probably today since this is the first day we're using it. But anyway, sign up as a member to Status Coup, statuscoup.com/join. Become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. If you sign up before 7:30 Eastern, so hour and a half we have till the members call, you'll be invited to the members call. Right now we are at 722 Status Coup members. So let's see how many of you want to join our members call. And by the way, if you're a patron, same thing. You're invited too. You should have got the link already. I think last time we had 40 to 50 people on the call. So we'll see how many people join us tonight. But we would love to get more people to sign up last minute as members, because this is how we grow. I also, I don't think I told you I don't think I sent you the link before. We also just passed, we just hit $79,000. $79,000 on our GoFundMe, which means we are $6,000. Count them, $6,000 away from finishing the whole thing. GoFundMe, GoFundMe, GoFundMe. I want to thank Anonymous, an anonymous donor, left $200 10 minutes before I went live. Nancy Baker left $92 a couple hours before that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We now have 1,100 total donors and $79,000 raised. $6,000, not a small amount, but I think we could do it. It's going to take a little while, but we're going to raise that $6,000, and then we're going to be done with the GoFundMe, and we can focus on membership. Tertius Fume. I don't think I got your link, Jordan. Tertius, if you're a Status Coup member, you should have got the link, but if you didn't get the link, email info@statuscoup.com. info@statuscoup.com. Send us an email. We'll make sure you get that link before the call. So, Lone Star Indie. I'm a member, never done a members call. What does it entail? I don't want to be on camera live or anything. Sorry, I'm clueless about Zoom. Great question. No, actually, I'm on video. You don't have to be on video. So all you do is just mute your camera and we don't see your face. You can be on camera if you want, but you could just, there's a video button. Press the video button and that will mute it. And it's pretty clear how to unmute it. So you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. So there you go. Why doesn't Jen co-host? I will give you details a little bit later tonight. She usually does co-host the members call, but she's working on something very important. Joseph is not chop liver. Chump change? Chop liver?
I'm not chop liver.
Right.
I'm not chump change. I am good stuff.
Yeah, so Joseph's going to be joining me tonight. So anyway, those are the announcements. Sign up to be a member, statuscoup.com/join before 7:30 Eastern so you can join the call. And definitely, if you tapped out, we get it. But if you're not, definitely help us out in the GoFundMe. We are $6,000 away. $6,000 away from hitting the Holy Land. And here's this. Jen's not in the live chat, so Michael, if you don't mind dropping in the membership link and the GoFundMe link when I bring it up. Jordan, would you like to do a story about elderly abuse? If you do, I got some things I can send to you. Janet, I'm not taking any stories right now. God bless you, because I'm working on the mother load right now. And if you're a member, I will tell you a little bit later on the members call what we're working on. You have no idea the amount of energy and time Jen and I have been spending on this call tonight. So, should we, I don't know how to phrase this because I don't want to offend homeless people, because homelessness is a real thing. Do you have the graphic I sent you with Joe Biden?
I am loading it now, but
okay.
Talk about it. It'll be out in a
so
second.
I don't want to offend homeless people because I've gone and interviewed homeless people, and it's a real thing. There's really, really great people just like you and me who fall on hard times. So with that said, I'm just going to have a little fun. Joe Biden is now Hobo Joe. Joe Biden is now Hobo Joe. And Joe Biden has really, he was vice president for 8 years, a senator for 30 years. You would think this guy, the doors are being leveled. Everyone's knocking down the doors to give money to Joe Biden, right? Well, apparently not. Apparently Joe has fallen on some tough times. And, as always, thank you to Colin Tooley for the wonderful graphic. Joe Biden, is just sitting there, raggedy old jeans, hasn't showered in a few days, cup out, asking for nickels and dimes. That's Joe Biden.
Send it to me again. I do not have it.
Oh,
yes, it did not go through.
Hold on.
Gmail might be our enemy as well as YouTube.
Everything's a conspiracy. Hold on.
I'm looking. And once you get it to me, 2 seconds, it'll be up.
So, Joe Biden. It's worth it. It's worth it.
It's so great.
Okay, you should have it. So, Joe Biden, who we know, I've reported on it here, and remember, press that like button. We got 251 people watching right now, but only 104 of you have pressed that like button. So we need at least 150 more of you to press that like button. So Joe Biden, he dropped in fundraising. He only raised $15 million the last 3 months. Most of that money came from rich people and fat daddies. He does not have significant grassroots fundraising support, not at all. So Joe Biden, who previously, when he started running, said, "Oh no, I'm against big money in politics. I'm against big money in politics. I don't like super PACs. We're going to run a grassroots campaign here." Grassroots meaning standing on the grass of all the mansions he's touring all around the world. That's what he means by grassroots. Like the grass that he's stepping on has roots under it, I think. So Joe Biden, he can't compete. He can't compete on ideas with Bernie Sanders. He can't compete on volunteers with Bernie Sanders. He can't compete on energy. He can't compete with people, crowd size. Bernie had over 25,000 at the Queens rally that he just had. And he certainly can't compete with just enthusiasm. I mean, Joe Biden, frankly, is a relic of the 1980s and 90s running in 2019. So Joe Biden, his campaign, now realizing we're not going to be able to make it through South Carolina. We're not going to be able to even have enough money to hire, keep the staff. We're not going to have enough money to, pay the bills. Joe Biden is now. Is the graphic up?
Yes, I'm waiting for you.
I don't see the graphic. Oh, I thought you had already put it up. Joe Biden is now begging for dollars.
He needs help.
And as such, needs that super PAC money. So Hobo Joe, no offense to my homeless friends because I've interviewed a lot of you. Hobo Joe now opening up, parting the seas, opening the doors for his billionaires and millionaire friends. Help! I need somebody. Help! I need anybody. Just anyone. Oh! Are those the right words?
That's the right words.
So, great work by Colin Tooley, as always. Joe Biden is now open and essentially calling for super PAC help. Let's get the CNN article. So, Joe Biden, a coalition of top Democratic strategists and donors are intensifying conversations about setting up an outside group to bolster Joe Biden's presidential candidacy. People familiar with the matter tell CNN, aiming to create a super PAC designed to fight back against a barrage of well-funded attacks from President Donald Trump. Is that true? Is that why they want the super PAC? To fight back against a barrage of attacks from Donald Trump? Or do they want the super PAC because they're running out of money? Is the article up?
It's article? Yep.
Oh, I don't see it. Maybe it's the delay. So the idea of building an outside organization has been the subject of discussions for weeks by Biden allies, but the conversations intensified in the wake of a cash crunch for the former vice president's campaign. He reported last week having less than $9 million in the bank, significantly less than his leading rivals. Well, $9 million. That's all you got in the bank? Former vice president of the United States? Only $9 million left. Although he sits atop or near the top of recent polls, Biden's lackluster financial performance has set off rounds of public hand-wringing among Democratic establishment figures about his ability to competitively fund his campaign through the battery of state primaries early next year. So, what's really unbelievable about this whole thing, and remember folks, we got the members call coming up in less than an hour and a half, so if you want to join us on our video call at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, join us as a member now. I just dropped the link in. What's amazing about this, and we could also show the tweet, this is from Biden's campaign manager on an outside super PAC coming on in. Quote, "It's not surprising that those who are dedicated to defeating Donald Trump are organizing in every way permitted by current law to bring an end to his disastrous presidency." Translated for those of you in the back, hey, some things that are wrong, some things are wrong but still legal. We're doing whatever we got to do within the confines of the law, and even if we break the law, they're not going to come after us. Because remember, Hillary Clinton broke the law by illegally coordinating her campaign with her super PAC. So Joe Biden's campaign, they're not messing around. They're just openly saying, hey, we get it. You know, there's middle class Joe here, union man Joe. You know, you could, we get it. There's a lot of patriotic billionaires out there who, you know, want to support Vice President Biden. And, you know, who are we to tell them not to do something that is legal? I.e., let's get back to the Biden graphic. Help! 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 Iceberg! Right ahead! Iceberg! Right ahead! I don't have any enthusiasm. I don't have any real support. I can't even get people to give me $5. Super PAC, help me. And of course, and I've always called Joe Biden Hillary Clinton with a penis. I mean, I don't want to be crass, but that's just the truth. And now Hillary Clinton is talking about wanting to run again. Oh my Lord, I can't take anymore. I can't take any more of this. So, Joe Biden, who, when he first launched his campaign, was pretending to be an everyman, and I'm middle-class Joe, and we're not going to do super PACs, and, you know, basically trying to play on Bernie's turf, because Bernie has moved the needle so far to the left, and so far to what's called ethical politics, where we're funded by people, not billionaires. He's just waving the white flag and saying, I'm not going to win if I don't have a super PAC or multiple super PACs. Well, you know, maybe he needs to look at his friend, President Hillary Clinton, who had multiple super PACs, who outspent Donald Trump 2-1, and is now spending her time smearing war veterans, smearing Green Party candidates, and God knows what else Hillary Clinton is doing. I mean, personally, I think it's wonderful that Joe Biden is doing this. Because the truth is, because we have a corrupt media in this country, because we have a media that has continued to push this nonsense that Joe Biden is a warrior for the middle class, and he's middle class Joe, and he's union man Joe. There's a lot of people, believe it or not, if you look at the polls, there's a lot of people making $50,000 or less that support Joe Biden. There's a lot of people with only high school degrees that support Joe Biden. And that is the working class of America, white and black. That is the core of the working class. That is Bernie Sanders' base of support, and that is President Trump's base of support. A lot of people who are hoodwinked. So these people are now going to see, oh, Joe Biden is taking all this money from billionaires? They're not paying attention to the fact that Trump is, because Trump is way more of a salesman than Joe Biden is. Way more effective of a salesman. Trump, during the election, will pretend he's not going to take the money while taking the money, and his voters will be nonetheless. But there is that base of voters who might have voted for Obama initially, switched to Trump because they're fed up with the neoliberal order, who might say, wait a minute. No, this guy's not looking out for us. This guy's not middle class Joe. Maybe I need to take another look at Bernie. I mean, what's just incredible about this to me is how totally empty all of this jargon is by these candidates. Let me explain what that means. All of this nonsense. Joe Biden, I want to restore the soul of America. I.e., let's just move the corruption back to where it belongs. You know, back in the back rooms with the cigars. Not like out in the public. Let's just move it in the back. Yeah, we'll have some super PACs, whatever. I don't want them, but, you know, legally, that's cool if you want to support me. It's a classic wink and a nod, what Joe Biden is doing right now. They're basically saying, well, you know, within the confines of the law, we totally understand if there's some patriotic billionaires out there who want to support Vice President Biden. God, I love that graphic. And by the way, Colin Tooley, just so you know the behind the scenes, I usually message Colin like 15 to 20 minutes before I go live because I'm just not the most well prepared. He's at his full-time job, so I don't want to get him in trouble. And he cranks these bad boys out in like 15 minutes. It's not easy. It's not easy to do that.
Not easy.
And by the way, in fairness, Joseph today showed up. What did you show up like 2.5
Like
hours before this?
Yeah.
And we got a new program up and running. We actually were semi on time, but then I got a phone call from that news outlet, and that's why we were late, because of me, not him. So,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Michael Cooper, this video is not tagged as live, just an FYI. This is the second time this has happened in the last few days. OTMC, thank you for bringing that up. Can I just go on a little tangent? And I'm going to talk about this at length in our members call, which is an hour and 10 minutes from now. So if you are not a Status Coup member, you will not be on our members call tonight. If you want to join the members call, here's the link. You can sign up to be a member right now. statuscoup.com/join. You will get, once you become a member, you'll get a video link to join the members call. It's a lot of fun. You'll see my face. I'll see yours. If you don't want me to see your face, you could mute your video so you won't be on video. I ask you your questions, your comments, your concerns, your ideas. We have a good time. We laugh. We cry. But tonight, I have a lot of things to say about YouTube. Because frankly, I shouldn't be saying this. Joseph and I are talking. I don't want to get in trouble with Jen because she won't like this. I'm about fed up with YouTube, to be honest with you. I am fed up with this fucking censorship on YouTube. I said it. Fucking demonetize me. There's a super chat. You know the drill. Super chat, GoFundMe for the swear jar. YouTube is not even. Oh, and thank you very much in the GoFundMe. We got Lawrence Johnson, $10. Kevin, $5. Anonymous, $50. We're now at $79,065 in the GoFundMe, which means we are less than $6,000. Less than $6,000 away from $85,000. But I am so fed up with YouTube because it's one thing, and I'm gonna go more in depth later on the members call. It's one thing to just fail because your content sucks, right? That could happen. I mean, you could think you're amazing and have great things to say and important information, and the audience doesn't agree. You know, I would be frustrated if that happened, but whatever, that's life. Not everybody likes you, not everybody likes. Oh, my mother's watching.
Yeah,
she said, Jordan, thanks. That's not how I raised you, please. Oh my God.
That's foul language. We don't need that.
Mother, if you join as a Status Coup member before 7:30 Eastern time, you could come on the members call at 7:30 Eastern, and I won't curse, Mother. So, you know, my mother's got me all flustered now. But the suppression here that is happening on YouTube is making it to the point where I don't even know if we're going to stay on YouTube long term. I mean, our content is just not being seen. I don't even think we are ever recommended. You know how videos show up in your recommended? I don't think we show up in anyone's recommended. I think we are being suppressed. When I look at our analytics, we're literally growing 30 to 50 new subscribers a day. How I know that that's not real and that's not organic? How I know that we're being suppressed is because even the worst of channels, you grow 100, 200 a day. 30 to 50 means your channel is not being seen. It's not being recommended. It's not showing on YouTube's homepage. It's not showing up in browser. It's just not showing up. So how do you get important stories out there if nobody sees it? So then the other question is, well, what's the alternative to YouTube? And that's what we need to figure out. That's what we're in the process of doing. There's going to be some heavy research about that. Because honestly, I'm not going to be at the mercy of Big Brother censoring us. Susan, you're recommended for me. Maybe for you, trust me, not for the majority. Not for the majority. The majority are getting stuffed by CNN, MSNBC, and these others. So, I had a difficult time finding my way back to Status Coup. Damn, Jordan, your mom is not a member yet. Tis, tis, Mama Jordan. We'll allow it because Mama Jordan is helping me out in other areas. I'm not going to lie. Mama's helped me a lot, so I got to say. She's a wonderful woman. Although, her politics, she could use a little education on this show. Jordan, why not just ADD another channel, not totally get rid of this one? It's not about ADD, add another channel, because they're suppressing independent media. It's not only me. It's independent, non-mainstream corporate outlets it's something I actually just learned about this today, but it's called the P score.
Yeah.
Each channel gets like a P score, and if your P score is low, you get recommended a lot less. If your P score is high, you get recommended a lot more. Guess whose channels are recommended or have a higher P score? That would be CNN and MSNBC. Guess whose have a low to non-existent P score? This one. Anyway, I'll get into this more on the members call because I don't want to go off in tangents. But the bottom line is, never throw mom under the bus. I'm not throwing my mother under the bus. I love my mother. She's just, she needs a little education as far as politics. And maybe she'll come on one day. So, the last thing I'll say about Joe Biden, I love that he wants to have a super PAC now. Then we could actually have a real debate on reality. Joe Biden is yesterday's politics. Joe Biden is giving you, his slogan really is, let's go back to Barack and me. That's what it is. And I don't think the majority of the country wants that. You want to know why? If they wanted to go back to Barack and me, wouldn't Hillary Clinton have won? She was running as an extension of President Obama. So, but this super PAC, honestly, I think it's great news for Bernie Sanders because it shows a stark contrast. And a lot of those people with $50,000 or less in their pockets, a lot of those people with just high school degrees that right now are supporting Joe Biden, I don't think they're going to be fleeing to Pete Buttigieg, even though the media is trying to make Pete Buttigieg a thing. He's still at 1 to 2% among black people. I mean, you cannot win the Democratic nomination with, I think Donald Trump has more support among black people than Mayor Pete. Also, let's see if Elizabeth Warren starts to get a little slippery on super PACs. She's been all over the place as far as, I'm no money from them in the primary, but in the general, I don't want to unilaterally disarm. Then the next day, well, maybe I will take some money. Maybe I'm not going to take their money in the general election after all. But then the next day, the DNC, I'm going to raise money for them, blah, 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 blah. Let's see if Elizabeth Warren suggests she's open to super PACs. Because they're all talking about it in terms of, well, Donald Trump is raising $200 million, so we need outside money to compete. Bernie Sanders has a different idea. No, I've already had a record number of donations. I've already raised the most amount of money than any politician from the fewest amount of people. And if I win the nomination, there will be an expanded pool of donors giving $20, $30, maybe even higher because it's a smaller window. Remember, the nomination, the general, is only 3 to 4 months. So let's see. So now I want to move on. And one more reminder, well, not one more. We do have our members call tonight. It's in exactly an hour. So if you're not a Status Coup member, I would love it. If you sign on to become a Status Coup member before 7:30. If you sign on to become a member before then, you will get the video link to join us. statuscoup.com/join. statuscoup.com/join. Become a member and join our call in an hour. And keep it coming in the GoFundMe. We're now at 79,065, less than 6,000 to go before we. You say anything bad about Andrew Yang, forget it. Your mentions never go to sleep on Twitter. Andrew Yang is also giving a thumbs up to super PACs. Yang will be this was written before Biden came out with his open arms to the super PAC. This is the HuffPost article. Businessman Andrew Yang's presidential campaign has relied on his outsider image and message to turn in a surprisingly strong performance so far, but he's now the only Democratic presidential primary candidate embracing a favored tool of political insiders, a super PAC. Again, this was yesterday, so now he's not the only. Joe Biden is now open to super PACs. Democrats running for the president this cycle have largely shunned super PACs, which could raise and spend unlimited sums to support a candidate, provided they don't directly coordinate with the candidate. A tool of a big money era in politics, many progressive politicians are promising to end, super PACs often collect checks worth tens of thousands of dollars or more from wealthy donors, making them potentially toxic in Democratic primaries. The group backing Yang's presidential bid, Math PAC, is run by Will Haler. Will Haler, a Democratic operative who previously worked as a senior advisor to the Democratic National Committee and a top staffer for now Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison. Haler told Recode the group planned to spend at least $1 million to back Yang. Quote, Math PAC will work to ensure that Americans know that Andrew Yang is our best chance to defeat Donald Trump, the group declares in the mission statement on its website. Quote, we conduct targeted advertising, plan events, and launch outreach initiatives so Americans learn what is at stake this election cycle and into the future. So, I'm sure the Yang Gang is already coming at me, but Jordan, this is a good super PAC. This isn't a bad super PAC. This is a good super PAC. They want to, do algebra. They want to, solve, I don't know, Australian division, or whatever the heck a math PAC does. There's no such thing as a good super PAC. The very idea of a super PAC is bad. And Bernie Sanders, by the way, I think National Nurses United or something like that supported Bernie Sanders had a super PAC. It's one thing to have a quote unquote super PAC that is made up of nurses, right? Giving small dollars and not billionaires. It's another thing if you have a super PAC called the Math PAC. Are we ensured that it's only math nerds donating to the super PAC? Why wouldn't they just donate to his regular campaign committee? A super PAC exists because there are no limits on how much you could donate. That's the whole point of a super PAC. So, I'm sorry. He's not for the $15 minimum wage. He now just came out saying, I'm for the spirit. I'm for the spirit of Medicare for all. But I don't think we should get rid of private health insurance. Do we have that clip? Let's take a listen. No sound.
Yep. It's playing on mine, but
Yeah.
yeah. Click it up. Click it over.
What's that?
Click it over. You go.
So, told you we'll have some troubleshooting. Yep. So we'll work out the audio. We're using a new program. But what Yang was saying in that clip that you couldn't hear is, I'm for the spirit. I'm for the spirit of Medicare for all, but I don't think we're ready. Quote, I think we need to move towards a Medicare for all system, but I would not get rid of private insurance. The goal has to be to try to outcompete private insurers, and I think even if we do everything right there will still be a role for private insurance. So, besides the fact that Andrew Yang is not for a $15 minimum wage, besides the fact that Andrew Yang, oh, no sound on me now?
No, your sound. You're live.
Why are they saying no sound?
I hear you loud and clear.
All right. Somebody said no sound on me. Besides the fact that he's not for a $15 minimum wage, besides the fact that his universal basic income demands that you come off social welfare programs. Besides the fact that he just said he's open to serving as Joe Biden's vice president. Andrew Yang is now making the mistake of... No sound on Jordan?
It's the same guy. Audio Jordan's fine. You're good.
Okay.
Go.
Besides that fact, he's now putting out this nonsense and this false herring that healthcare should be a commodity up for competition, that healthcare should be commoditized. Committed, I don't know. That healthcare should be a profit. That healthcare, you should be able to make profit. This is not what we need for the country. Nice guy. I like the idea of universal basic income, not his version, but he's a businessman, and businessmen think in terms of the free market, even though there's no such thing as a free market. Whenever you have corporations and plutocrats owning the government, they own the government so that the market isn't free. They own the government to make sure the market is rigged. They own the market to make sure that there isn't organic, true competition. That's the whole point of buying off politicians, to do what you want. So, I'm sorry, Yang Gang, if you're watching, I don't know how you're going to excuse this one. I don't know how you're going to excuse this one saying, oh, I'll be vice president to Joe Biden. And do what? How are you going to excuse, oh, healthcare, I think there should be competition. No, there is no competition if there's no price controls. You can't have competition without price controls. You can't have competition when the private health insurance industry is buying off the regulators, buying off the politician. So he's putting out, it's not even Republican talking points. It's not even libertarian talking points. It's just corporate businessman, Chamber of Commerce talking points. And we don't need that. And I truly, listen, I'm a journalist. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. But in some of these polls, 4 to 5% of these people supporting Andrew Yang. Again, I don't think he's a bad person. I think he genuinely wants what's best for the country. I think you're being sold the bill of goods here. And I think you should look at alternatives. I really do. Whether it be Bernie or whoever else you want to look at. But if you believe, I understand on paper it looks like, $1,000 a month would change my life. But he doesn't explain, well, if everybody has $1,000 in their pocket, can't companies just raise their prices? When there's more money in people's pockets, a lot of times companies just raise the prices. Secondly, some people with the benefits they get from different things equal more than $1,000. He's saying if his program was $1,000 a month on top of social programs, that would be fine. But that's not what his program is. And I'm sorry, I don't know how you're running. He doesn't call himself a progressive, but anybody saying they're very open to being Joe Biden's vice president, you need to look at that person twice. Get it, gang? And think. Sydney, hey there to everyone on No Notification Thursday. Welcome to my world, Sydney. No notification, $70, $79,070. Brian, he should call himself a Trojan horse. Yang wants us to be China with Yang wants us to be China. Anyone want to jump out of a window? Let's not do that, Kelly. There's a stutter in the sound. Interesting. We're using a new program, so we got some kinks to work out, but we're working on it. Once we work out the kinks on this program, the beautiful part is I don't have to handle anything live. Joseph will be handling it live. But there are going to be some kinks along the way, so bear with us. But business owners would just say, no, it's okay to pay below minimum wage because everyone has $1,000 a month. Agreed. That's the point. So his $1,000 a month doesn't come along with a set minimum wage of $15 an hour. Doesn't come along with Medicare for all. It comes along with a lot of things that are regressive.
He is thirsty.
I am thirsty. Okay, folks, that's it with Andrew Yang. That's it with Joe Biden. I'm actually going to wrap up early because we do have the members call in 40. What is that? Yeah, 50 minutes. Excuse me, 50 minutes. We have our members call, so I do need some time to go to the bathroom and maybe eat something. Remember, statuscoup.com/join. Statuscoup.com/join. So you can join our members call at 7:30 Eastern time. If you're a member or patron, you'll get the link. If you're not getting the link to join the video call through Zoom, send an email, info@statuscoup.com. Send an email to info@statuscoup.com to get the link to join us. Honor system. So I'm assuming if you're emailing us, you're a member, because this is for members only. Look forward to talking to you guys. Got a lot to get into, and I will be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern time. I should be on time tomorrow. Later, Jordan, see you in the members call. Looking forward to it. And remember, membership is how we grow. We're at 722 members right now. We try to give you some perks as a member, including the monthly members call. So join us in 50 minutes. Join us in 50 minutes for our members call. I look forward to seeing you, and I will talk to you in a bit. Peace out.